Section 1.6b is about simplifying expressions. We're going to use the different properties that we've learned in the last couple of sections. We're actually going to put them to work and use them to simplify some expressions. You can find this table in page 33, and it just gives a review of all the different properties we've learned. So here's our first example. If you notice the parentheses here, I cannot add to and c because they're not like terms, but the distributive property says that I can take this 5 and distribute it to both the terms inside. So rewriting, we end up with 3c plus 10 plus 5c. Now, we could take these two terms and use the commutative property to change them into 5c plus 10. And the benefit of that would be that, so now the 3c and the 5c are next to each other, and I can group them and get an 8c. And we end up with 8c plus 10. Now I want to show you another way in which to do this, and it's a way that I typically will do, and so I'm going to begin to transition you to that. Because we know the commutative property allows us to flip those, one thing I like to do is that if we're adding or subtracting, I will just put a box or a circle or something around the like terms. Because in this case 3c and 5c are called like terms. And I'm going to say I'm going to take 3c and add 5c to that to get 8c. And then we throw the plus 10 on the back. What we're really doing is we're really doing the commutative property step and the associative property step, but we're not doing them because we know they exist, we know they're there. I just like to save some time by putting boxes around them and then collecting them together. We have some more examples of simplifying, and we'll continue to use that idea. Notice the 4x plus the 6x will give me a 10x, and then plus 5y. We can't add those together because they're not like terms, so we're already done. That's simplified. Again, that's really the commutative property working. We could flip the 5y and the 6x, and then we could group them using the associative property. Moving over here, looks like we'll have to distribute first. 12x plus 6 plus 2x. Now I see some like terms that I can collect. One thing to note, when I put boxes or circles around these, I always include the symbol in front of the number, because that symbol will tell us whether to add or subtract. 12x plus 2x is 14x, and plus 6. We can't do any more simplifying because those are not like terms. Over here, these are all like terms, but hopefully you'll notice that there's two of them that have fractions. So I'm going to use the commutative property to put them next to each other because I think it's easier to add those two than the other one. 2 3/4 plus 1/4 is going to be a 3, and 3 what? 3 q's, and then 3q plus 2q is 5q. Our last one over here, there's two groups of parentheses that looks like I'll have to use the distributive property for. So 3x plus 6y, and then I'll have to distribute the 4 also, plus 12x plus 4y. Here's another example when I could change the order. I could flip the 6y and 12x and move the 12x closer. But I also notice that I have like terms there, and there's also like terms here, so I'll put those in green. So 3x plus 12x is 15x, and then 6y and 4y is 10y.